Francis. I am an associate teaching professor here at Missouri S&T in music. I teach choir along with some other classes. We are part of Arts, Languages, and Philosophy department. I started at S&T in 1997, part-time to help with the music minor, and became full-time in 2003. I was not what a lot of students think. I was not the perfect student. As I will tell any of my students, I would walk home through the alleys on piano and organ lesson day, because I didn't want to go. But starting in about 7th or 8th grade, I started playing for choirs. I would play piano for choir. I've had a church job since about 9th grade. I actually have a church job here in Rolla. I play piano and organ for First Presbyterian Church, which is fun. But it just started that way, and I ended up loving it. I actually, with being here, which is considered more of a STEM school, I started as a math major. I thought maybe I'd do statistics or maybe be a CPA, get a minor in music, but I decided I liked music the best, and so I switched and became a music major, and I just love what I do. It's a lot of fun. I like to keep it pretty relaxed. I don't like to just stand and lecture, because that's no fun. It's no fun as a teacher, it's really no fun as a student to just listen to somebody all the time. So we get some discussions going, but I tell my students it's the only class where there's no right answer. So if I play a piece of music and I say, okay, what did you like about it? I tell them, you can't tell me it has a good beat, because I don't know what a bad beat would be. You know, it may be the performer, maybe it was a soprano singing out of tune and you didn't like that. Or it was somebody that was really raspy, or maybe you don't like violins or whatever. So you have that opinion with it, but it has to be an opinion. It can't just be, I didn't like it. With my two choirs, what we do is they're exposed to all sorts of different music in different languages. So we sing it in the original language it was written in. So they've sung in Latin, French, Italian, German. We've done some Swahili, we've done Chinese, we've done Japanese, we've done English. So it's kind of fun. I like to have that open kind of let's discuss things, not necessarily a raise your hand and wait for all that kind of traditional stuff. Number one, I like to cook, and I also like to eat. So since I like to eat, I am an endurance cyclist, so I do long distance bicycling, and I do a little bit of racing. I'm actually right now the women's 10K time trial champion for the Missouri Senior Games. So I'll be doing some racing. I have to defend my title this summer, and it's just something that I enjoy doing with my husband. I have two boys. My oldest is 25. He'll be moving to Washington State in August, so I'll be an empty nester. My youngest is an airman in the Air Force and is stationed in Denver, Colorado. So he's in my old stomping grounds, which is kind of fun. I have two cats, and I talk about my cats all the time. I have one she's not afraid of anything. The other one is afraid of everything. I like to say I'm just enough of a nerd that I fit in well here, so that as we're talking about something, for instance, talking about how sound is produced, what kind of physics go with, say, the piano, I can tell them and explain it, and it's something that they understand. We tend to, I guess, talk on the same wavelength that way. Music majors don't always do that, and so it's kind of fun to put a little bit of math in there as well. But I love what I do, and I think that the students see that and see that I'm passionate, and hopefully they can glean something from that and make music a little bit more of a passion of theirs as well. I want my students to be exposed to music they've never heard before. And I can go through in a class, everybody's heard the Fifth Symphony by Beethoven, or Furlies by Beethoven, or they've heard, certain Mozart, and they've heard of all those people. But I like to get somebody else in there, maybe some Clementi, maybe Francis Hopkinson, who actually wrote keyboard music that nobody realizes, and I do believe I have him right. He signed the Declaration of Independence. He wrote keyboard music. Benjamin Franklin invented the glass harmonica. And so a lot of students kind of know that, but they've never heard it before, so I like to play a recording for them. And I think that's a part of my job, not necessarily to have them spit out facts about the music, but to have heard something and then say, whoa, that was kind of cool, I'm going to go look up some more of that. Or maybe they say, well, I'm going to stay away from that. I didn't like that, and that's fine as well. So I play classical music, but if you get in my car, you may hear Blink-182. You might hear Metallica. You might hear Joe Satriani, the Decemberists, Florence and the Machine. And so as the students get to know me and what I like, and I'll play some of that in class, then they'll come up and we'll start sharing. So I learn from them, which they don't know, but I learn from them and they learn from me. I want students to always feel free to come and see me in my office. Sometimes I get lonely in my office hour because nobody comes to see me, but I have a very open door policy. I love it when students stop by. And one thing that I should mention that I didn't mention before, the cool thing about being a choral director here, I get students 4 and 5 years in my class, which is fun. I get to know them really, really well, and I really enjoy that too. So.